Hi friends, it's Mari here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in a YouTube hop with Studio Light. This is a collaboration with a bunch of crafty people in the industry, and I'm going to be sharing a project that I created using these products that you can see here on the screen. I'll be talking about these products as I go through my project today, and I'll also talk a little bit more about this YouTube hop and how you can win a prize with Studio Light. This is a DIY block from Studio Light. This is a gorgeous 11.5 by 8.25 pad that has these beautiful die cut pieces. These pieces are perforated, so they just punch right out of the book, and you have a ton of gorgeous die cut pieces for embellishments for your different projects. I absolutely love the colors that are in this particular die cut block. This is DCB 13, and I am going to be leaving links to these products in the description box below so you can watch for that. Here you can just see that there's 2 sheets of each one of these different perforated embellishments, and I'm just going through these here so that you can see the different beautiful images that are part of this embellishment pack in this DIY block. And then there's also some 4x3 cards, which once again these also are perforated and just pop out. And then look at all of these gorgeous papers. They are so beautiful. The back side is solid cardstock and the front side is just these beautiful patterns with these lovely images. And I had so much fun working with this pad today, and I am just so excited for future projects that I can use this pad for as well. I love the size. It just gives so much versatility for what you can use these project pads for. And so lots of different ways that you can use these DIY blocks. And there are different DIY blocks besides just this one. There are other blocks that have different patterns and images and that sort of thing in them as well. And so make sure that you check those out wherever it is that you find your Studio Light products. So you can just see here how gorgeous this paper is. I absolutely love it. So many fun images here. You can just see in the colors. I love that blue and how it just goes so lovely with that patterned paper. Beautiful. So that's that DIY block. Now I'm also going to be using these other stamps and dies here. This is just a beautiful die that has a bunch of sprigs on it. This is SLES CD62. Then I'm also going to be using this die here. This die is SLES CD119. You can just see all of the awesome images there. There's some phrases and sentiments for cards and lots of fun things. This is a beautiful stamp set. This one is stamp 84, and this one here is stamp 88. So just absolutely beautiful stamp sets. Now, I believe the previous stamp set there with the poinsettia on it is actually stamp 94. So when you're checking the description box below for links to that product, you can find that there in the list. So here I'm taking this paper here, just a really beautiful subtle print on it with this gorgeous kind of mint green on the back. And I'm just scoring it and folding it here to create a planner page for my 8x8 memory planner. I do have the 8x8 planner on my desk open there. This is a Studio Light product. I absolutely love it. And I love these large papers for creating base pages for my planner here. So you can just see that I have scored that and folded it over. Now I'm just going to take my corner rounder and round off those corners that are on that folded page, and this will be all ready to start to create the details with here. So I have 2 4x3 photos here printed out. These are winter photos here that I am going to document with here today, and I am going to be mounting those onto the outside of this flap. And I just wanted to show you how I took all of these dies and I die cut them out of white cardstock, and I just loved the idea of using the white cardstock for embellishments with this paper. And as well, I also wanted to stamp out these images from this stamp set. I'm going to stamp them with some embossing ink onto some vellum. So I have the vellum into my repositioning stamping tool here. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of anti-static powder tool, and I will stamp out these images with my embossing ink. And then I will do a little bit of heat embossing as well here. So you just see me here getting that inked up. I'll stamp those onto that vellum. And then I'm going to use a little bit of rose gold embossing powder here to emboss these images. So I'll just shake off that excess embossing powder off of my vellum. I'll take my heat tool and melt the embossing powder, and then I'll just have all of these gorgeous embellishments for my project. I'm actually just going to take and fussy cut out all of those different pieces, and then those will just be so beautiful to layer into my project for embellishments. So I really love how that turned out. I think those are so pretty, and they just go so nicely with the colors of the embellishments that I will be choosing for my project here. I'm going to back my photos here with a little bit of foam adhesive just to give them a little bit of dimension. And so I will get those adhered down to this green paper flap. And now you can just see the die cut pieces that I die cut out with those dies. That white cardstock is just going to go so nicely with the white in the paper from the DIY block there with the green leaves on it, just so pretty. And then these are some of those embellishments, the die cut pieces from the DIY block as well. I love those roses. I think they're so pretty. And here you can just see that I have fussy cut those rose gold vellum pieces there, and I'm just going to tuck those in with the white die cut pieces as well and do some layering in that way with these gorgeous other bits. And I just really love how that looks. I think they look so nice with the white in the photos as well. These sweet little pine cone pieces will also just be a really nice little contrasting die cut piece there as well. I'm going to get those all adhered down. I used quite a bit of dimensional foam adhesive to adhere these to the paper. And there you can just see that that is all adhered, and I'm ready to start to work with the inside. Now I'm also going to be using the Christmas paper pad from the Essentials paper pad collection. This paper pad is, like I said, I will link it up down below, but it is PP07 is the item number of that. And I just chose out this really gorgeous soft green color, and I'm going to cut a strip of that to finish off the inside of my paper here. I'm just going to distress that a little bit, and I will actually even take this to my sewing machine and do a little bit of sewing detail on there as well. And I'm going to adhere that down to my planner base. So I'm just going to get this adhered down here, and I am going to use this piece, this green strip here, as a place to put my photograph for the inside of my memory planner page here. So you can just see here, I'm going to grab my photo, which I have cut using a circle punch, and I'm going to use that wreath from the die cut block as an embellishment around my circle photo here. So I'm going to add the wreath to my page with a little bit of dimensional foam adhesive. So I will get the backers off of those foam squares there and get that adhered to my page. And then I'll add the photo underneath that wreath. And I just love how this wreath finishes off and frames in my photograph for this layout. I think it looks so pretty, and it just really allows you to focus in on the photograph. So I'm just going to slide the photo underneath there, and I just love it. I love how the colors in the photo have just a little bit of pinks in them and then white, and it just looks so pretty with the colors that are in this collection. Gorgeous. Now I am going to use that 4x3 card there that you can see that I'm adding the foam adhesive to. I have sewn on the top and bottom of that to add a little bit more texture. I'm going to take the foam adhesive off of that, and I'm adding it to some cardstock from that Christmas cardstock paper pad. I just wanted a little bit of a dark green frame around that, and now I'm just choosing out some of the die cuts from the DIY block to embellish my project. I'm also using some of the die cuts that I die cut from the die sets, and I also took a little bit of mica spray from my stash and added that to some of the die cut pieces like the stars and added those in as well. Make sure that you leave a comment on this video by November 19th. Winners will be announced on the 22nd of November. Good luck to everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check for links to the other hoppers in the hop.